everyone, and for the very first time, welcome to the Power Up Show, brought to you by Super League Triathlon. I'm Dave Rogers.
And I am Raya Hubbell, and in this brand new series, we are going to bring you everything you need to know about Super League. Each episode, we're going to have some special guests with top tips from all of our biggest names, and hopefully some intel on our events.
Yes, we are, and as much as we love chatting to each other, myself and Raya, we want you to get involved with the conversation as well. The best way to do that is on social media. As the show grows, you'll be able to ask us questions live on Facebook, but you can get involved on Twitter and Instagram too. All of the handles you need are running across the screen now. So follow us for all of the news on the Power Up Show, but also everything that's going on throughout the Super League Triathlon season. Speaking of the Super League Triathlon season, we're really looking forward to 2020, but 2019 was unforgettable. Amazing venues, incredible racing, and the chance to get to know some of the best athletes on the planet. As I said, it was unforgettable. Most of you have watched it. For those of you that haven't, let's take a look at the best bits from Super League Triathlon in 2019.
Wow, what a year it was. Dave, you got to be at some of those events, didn't you? Any standout moments for you?
Start to finish, they've all been amazing. The two I was at last year, went to Jersey, went to Malta, and they were both amazing for so many different reasons. So Jersey, it's like the whole island is fully on board. The racing was great. The weather was a challenge, which made it made it even more exciting. But
maybe not as nice as Malta.
Oh well, we'll get on to Malta because I got sunburnt in Malta. Of course I did. But similar thing. Everyone is just so close. The whole community gets behind it, and you are, as a spectator, you are almost on top of the races. You can see the race develop no matter where you are. So I can't speak on behalf of the athletes, but I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it too. But from a fan's perspective, and from my perspective, trying to link the fans with the athletes themselves, truly amazing. Can't wait for this year.
And it was your first year experiencing it.
Yes.
So any standout things that really impressed you?
Other than the standard of the performance and the venues and getting to visit these places, the way the athletes can just keep themselves on the red line in the Super League Triathlon format. Every now and then, a sport needs a shake-up, doesn't it? And I think we've seen it over the years with cricket, where they did T20 to try and re-engage some supporters, and
changing up the structure of the game.
Yeah, and in the UK, badminton did it with the National Badminton League, and all of a sudden it's on television and people are interested in badminton again. It feels a little bit like this with SLT as well. So new formats, people going for it. If you're a corporate person, then you can be like, right, well, I want to go on the same course as the best athletes, like Cassandra Beaugrand. She went on that course. I'm going on that course too. I'm staying in the same hotel. It links it all perfectly. Best athletes in the world, best venues in the world, and the chance for people off the street to do the same course. Don't get much better than that.
Nice. And 2019 was an amazing year, but 2020 is kicking off in Bali. Ooh, should we maybe check it out and see what's in store?
Sounds good to me.
a great track. The atmosphere was great. About 500 runners. It's amazing.
Fourth and 5th of April for Bali, the first Super League event of the year. Don't miss it. If you're a spectator, then of course you want to follow all the action. But if you want to get involved with the corporate enduro, there's actually, if you rewind this, there's a 5% discount if you want to enter too. So make sure you take advantage of that.
Join in.
As we look to kick the 2020 season off. It's a huge year for triathlon, for all sports. We've got the Olympics coming up in 190 something days.
Not that you're counting.
Not that I'm excited. But we're not going to let that interrupt the SLT season, are we?
No, definitely not. And the triathlon season in general. It seems like 2020 is a real change for triathlon as a whole. SLT brought in this amazing demographic change for triathlon with the different way that the races are scheduled. But also today there's been a big announcement in the longer distance triathlon for the PTO being launched.
Tell me more about the PTO.
It's changing. It's a little bit like the professional tennis organization, the PTA, I think it is. I could be wrong. But this, in the same vein, they're now getting the professional triathletes together to run a long endurance event without any age groupers there, and it's to focus purely on them. So it'll really change up the season, and I'm sure it'll complement SLT really, really well, given short course versus long course over this year.
So another proper athlete-focused event where we're going to see the best of the best.
And allow the pros to shine, really.
Speaking of the best,
yes.
We've got some of the biggest names in triathlon as part of SLT, but there are chances to qualify as well.
There are.
Tell us how athletes do that.
Well, the great thing about the races, it's a series of races which you can race all over the world, and they're qualifying events. It depends what setup the race is in each city, of which there is 4 different styles that can be raced, and it's all about getting a qualifying spot or a golden ticket by winning or qualifying in your race.
In fact, I think you've got a medal behind you. It's not a qualifier's medal or a golden ticket, but it is from the Canadian leg there.
I know, I was so proud to see that hanging there when I got on set today.
We put them both in for you, the Canada one and the Great Britain one.
I know, it's
covered all your baser interests. But let's have a chat about other stuff that's going on as well. So we've got the qualifiers. We have got the schedule all locked in. If you head over to the Super League Triathlon website, you can find the nearest race to you. However, if you've been following for a little while, and hopefully a lot of you have, then you'll have watched the Power Up show before. It will not have been in this beautiful, exotic studio setting. It may have been somewhere boring, like Jersey or like Malta, but you will be used to 2 very different faces. Not as good looking as you.
Oh, stop it.
It's mainly pointing at me. And I'm joking. But one of those is Maka, Chris McCormack, one of the co-founders of Super League Triathlon. Unfortunately, we can't pin him down for long enough to get him here in the studio, but he loves to get his face on the screen. We can't get rid of the guy. So one of our regular features here on the Power Up show will be WTF is Maka. I'm not going to tell you what TF stands for, but the W definitely stands for where.
Yes.
So, WTF is Maka. We're about to find out.
All right, I've been given the green light of my own segment on the Power Up show, and it's called WTF Maka. When I first read it, I thought it was What the F Maka, which is pretty much every time I go to the office in London or in Singapore, that's what most of the staff tend to say to me, because I come up with these crazy ideas like short shoots and eliminations in events for Super League racing. But it's actually Where the F is Maka, and I'm actually in Phuket. And it's pretty interesting. I'm training for the Marathon des Sables, which is a massive endurance race. I thought 2020 would be my year of coming back and doing endurance events. That's in April. So I'm running on one of the main circuits here in Phuket. It's the golf course on the Banyan Tree. And if you come here during the year, and especially probably just prior to the Tokyo Olympics, this is where a lot of our Super League athletes, a lot of the athletes vying for, a lot of swimmers in particular, triathletes vying for Olympic medals will be training. You've had Javier Gomez through here, Daniela Ruth, who's an Ironwoman athlete, comes through here. Last year we had Jonathan Hall with Tyler Mislachok, and Charlotte McShane, and that whole crew of Jonathan Hall's group out of Canada came out of here, and we all saw what Tyler Mislachok did last year in the qualifier event there, or the test event in Tokyo. We went on to take that title. This is a magnificent place to train and prep for Tokyo. Conditions are similar. It's very hot and humid. It's a great place for riding and running. And if you're in Asia, Phuket is probably the best for doing the sport we love. So that's why I reside here. This is the main run. It's on the back of the golf course, and I'm about 15k into it, and I'm struggling, and I thought it was a great time to stop. But an amazing season this year. I've got to cut this off. I've been told to keep it to 90 seconds, but just a shout out to check out the athletes, in particular Katie Zaferis, Vincent Louis, Georgie Taylor-Brown, Jake Birtwhistle, and there's a few others that have signed a mega deal. I'll keep it on the lowdown, but check their helmet colours this year. They've changed. There's a big new deal that's come off the back of everything we're doing in Super League racing, the attention we're drawing to these athletes, and it's a big deal, probably one of the biggest in the sport. So check out their changes for the early season in their early season races, and I'll be back from a really cool spot in a couple of weeks' time for our first official Power Up show, and the WTF Maka. You're going to be pretty blown away from where I'm going in a bit over a week's time. So best of luck to everyone. Well, Happy New Year, and look forward to spending more time with you guys through the season. Cheers.
Now, Maka, mate, great to hear from you as always. It really is. But when you're training, do you really need to go to Phuket? Do you really need to go to one of the most picturesque places in the world?
Yes. Absolutely.
Come on. I think this time of year, you triathletes just think, I fancy a holiday. I'm going to do some training.
Listen, winter training is vital to any athlete, age group or pro.
But it's not winter training, is it? Winter training, we'll be doing it in the
cold. Being
with
the
a
cold.
hat and a jacket and some snow. That would be real winter training. But Maka's not the only one who's been on tour. You've just got back from
Lanzarote.
Was there any need to go to Lanzarote?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, just like Maka needs to train in the sun, winter sun is a great way to start the season, especially if you live in colder climes like we do. Yeah. Where have you been?
I've been to Wales.
Fabulous.
It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been to Lanzarote. What were you doing there? What are you training for?
So it was just a Kickstarter camp. So we had a few of our athletes out there sort of dust off the Christmas cobwebs and get some endurance in for a week. So a little bit of swimming, a little bit of cycling, and a little bit of running, and some sunbathing along the way.
You could have done all that in your living room, but anyway, whatever. These guys aren't the only ones who've been out and about. Some of our Super League triathlon athletes have been going to far and sunny climes winter training, if that's what you want to call it, including the French contingent. We are very lucky to have an incredibly talented bunch of French athletes as part of Super League Triathlon. Not only do they race great, they look great too, as we can see from this picture of Anthony Poujade, who is in Reunion Islands. Look how amazing that looks.
Beautiful. See, you've got to go away to train. Look at this.
To be fair, it does look a lot like Wales, where I was over the Christmas period. But he was out there with some of his teammates as well, Team Poissy.
Yeah, look at these guys. I mean, they are looking pretty fit for the winter months, aren't they?
Well, can we have that picture up again, actually? Because look how serious they all are.
These are some determined faces here. Determined faces.
Are they all really that ripped, or am I?
I mean, you wouldn't want to breathe out because the washboard might go.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I wear this lovely. It's not because black is slimming at all. That's not the reason why I've gone for this particular polo shirt. Okay, look at this. Great news from the triathlon world.
Who is this? This is Aaron Royal. He's currently 7th in our standings, and I believe that might be an engagement ring to non-Stanford. Showing off their ring. So many congratulations to you both from all of us here at Super League and Power Up.
Just saying, if you need any entertainment, not only are we a presenting duo, we can also sing a cappella or do anything.
Let's not promise things before we've heard voices.
Or until you've told us how much budget you've got. Okay, who's next on the social wall? Look at this.
Wow, listen, some colour.
Mr. Sky.art. That is absolutely incredible. Look at that.
Yeah,
I
really
mean, I've
amazing.
seen that you've got a cartoon. I don't. So if you are watching Sky That and you think that you could do something with this, then please do. But
Yep.
if any of you have got any pictures or any art that you'd like to share with us, then maybe we could start a bit of a rogues gallery.
Ooh, a little art gallery. I'll have to bring in my caricature to show it off, and hopefully you might get one too.
Maybe we'll draw each other as...
Oh
no.
God, challenge not accepted.
But
And
either... Oh, go on.
And we've got one more, and I absolutely love this. This is Anthony Hoyt. He has just been dubbed the pedaling Picasso. The pedaling Picasso. That picture took him, I believe, 9 hours to draw through the streets of London over Christmas. Isn't that brilliant?
Absolutely amazing. I mean, we're going to be having him on the show as well. Maybe that was a big reveal that I should have saved until later. But get involved on social media. Use the hashtag SLTPowerUp. So if you've got something you'd like to share with us on social, or if you have got a suggestion for Anthony, what you think, what would you have him draw?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on what time of year. I mean, it must be an Easter bunny next, surely.
If you can do an Easter bunny, then that is pretty serious. But let us know what you think. I think Easter bunny will take some topping, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you should try it. I mean, it can't be.
Oh, don't know. That was pretty amazing art. I'm creative when it comes to building workouts, but I don't know if I could draw in the streets of London. Strava art.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. So that is a wrap for social media right now. But remember, you can get involved. SLT PowerUp is the hashtag that we want you to use on Instagram and Twitter. As the show grows, we are going to have a little bit of a rivalry. But for now, we're going to keep it friendly. And I'm going to tell you about our feature that's called Can't Try Without. If you're watching at home and you're a triathlete, then well, you just need to tell us something that you can't race without. But I thought you would be a great person to start with, Raya, because you are one of the country's top triathletes. For the people watching at home, it's all objectively true. Don't take that as a compliment, because it's true. Give us a little bit of background about your achievements. Where are you in the standings of the triathlon world?
So actually, I found out just yesterday, I finished 4th in the UK in the Ironman standings, which was really cool. I mean, I worked hard, but I wasn't sure about it. And so I've had a reasonably good season, so I'm getting there. Still so much more you want to do as a competitive person. But yeah, I was really lucky 2 years ago to start doing GB age group events, and my highlight so far is getting silver at the European Champs in Ibiza.
Again, warm weather training in Ibiza.
It's very tough.
And I'm sure it was entirely triathlon-based, your visit. But
the whole time.
But no, that's an amazing achievement. But age group is something that you mentioned there. Why was it something that you took on a little bit later in your sports career?
Well, I had originally started as a skier. That was my sort of growing up sport, and absolutely loved it. But unfortunately, had a bit of an accident, hit a tree, and injured my back quite badly. So I spent some time recovering. And it was doing the 3 individual sports that make up triathlon. Eventually, trying a bit of running, realizing I wasn't very good at it because of the injuries that I had.
I mean, it can't be that bad.
I mean, I'm better now, but then putting in the cycling and the running, which was non-impact, meant that I could then do running, which was great. And there you had it, three sports turned into triathlon pretty quickly.
In which case, you are the perfect person to get us underway with in our very first Can't Try Without. So it can be anything that you quite simply couldn't do a triathlon without. What is the thing that you're bringing to the table?
It has got to be my Blazing Betsy.
What's Blazing Betsy?
There she is. It's my bike.
Okay, what's so great about Blazing Betsy? Why couldn't you try without it?
Well, first of all, it takes up a whole part of the triathlon, which is the cycling, so you need it. But also, we've had a great season together. She's fast, she's furious, you know, she makes me fly. Hopefully her and my legs maybe together. But she's absolutely brilliant. That bike is slightly different to the bikes you'll see featured on Super League because it's a drafting event. But yeah, can't try without my bike and my beautiful Blazing Betsy.
And how did beautiful Blazing Betsy get the name?
So I did a competition on Instagram.
No way.
But actually, I couldn't have picked a better name. It is the best name for her, and everyone on my team calls her Betsy. It's brilliant.
So you cannot try without beautiful, blazing Betsy. What can't you try without? Let us know using the hashtag again, SLT PowerUp. Can't try without, and maybe if I ever sort of decide that I'm
Get going.
Yeah, I will.
You'll know.
But what can't you try without? Now that's all very friendly, but there will be some rivalry, I promise you, and that is where we start to talk about our challenge. It's something you can do at home, it's something we're going to do in the studio and put out on social media, and we are also going to have a leader board. You actually arrived with a bag with everything ready to go today, so I think I might be under the pump, but shall we tell them what our challenge is going to be?
Yes, well, with Super League, because we like to mix it up a little bit, it's not just swim, bike, run, it is swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run. So transitions make up a vital portion of the race. And so our challenge for us and for our guests, and hopefully for you guys at home, will be a transition challenge.
It's pretty straightforward. If you have got all the go-to things that you need for a triathlon, then pretty much you can do it. You need a pair of goggles, you need a swimming cap, you need a pair of trainers, you need a helmet, you need some sunglasses. Oh, and you need a box as well, because if you don't put the stuff in the transition box, then you are disqualified. Once you post a time, you will get a lovely Polaroid picture like that's you. There it is.
There's one we made earlier.
And we are going to put those up there somewhere. However, I should probably explain the rules of the challenge first, shouldn't I? What on earth?
That was me. Thank God I don't do ball sports.
Right, while she puts that up, I'm going to tell you...
Thank
Caught
you.
it that time. I'm going to tell you what the challenge is. You start the clock the moment you grab your swim cap. Okay, so you can sit down or you can stand up. I'd recommend standing up because if you want to get in that grey jersey, then you definitely need to be stood up. So you start the clock, put on your swimming cap, put on your goggles. They need to be fully on and fully on. You take them off, you put them in your transition box. Then, what happens then? It's the cycle then,
Cycle's
isn't it?
next.
So up goes the helmet on. It needs to clip. None of your dangling things. You can't have any of this.
none
It
of
needs to clip.
this.
Your sunglasses need to be on. It can't be preset. Your sunglasses need to be on. Sunglasses off. Helmet off. In the transition box. Then you need to grab your trainers, your running shoes. You need to put those on. They both need to be on. The laces need to be done up. There is a little bit of discrepancy here because
Yes.
the cheats among us have already...
I've got elastic laces. They're ready to go.
Unbelievable. So the moment that your trainers are on, you stop the clock and it's finished. The fastest time will be the champion, but we're going to be running this throughout.
Do you know what the great thing about this is? Us doing the challenge first. For the first week, we will be top of the leaderboard.
Do you want my excuses?
Go on.
I'm taller.
Excuses already?
I'm taller, I've got a bigger head and I've got bigger feet, and I think there should be a handicap system in place.
We'll just have to see what happens, won't we?
Okay, well, I think that is just about all we've got time for today. We've got some guests this time next week. How cool is that?
I'm really excited, actually, because we've got Jason Lamoureux. Now, he's based in Alaska, and he is going to tell us all about winter triathlon.
Exactly. Thank you. Winter training.
You finally get your wish. Ooh.
But we've also got our fantastic Strava artist coming in as well. We're going to be chatting to him, and of course, we want your suggestions too. I am absolutely gobsmacked by it. I think it's remarkable. Very rarely, so many people use Strava, so many people get out and about, but to sort of mix the art and have
together.
that creativity
Really cool.
is brilliant. Message for the fans?
Yeah, well, let's hear us. I want to hear from everyone on social media before our next show, so you can get us on the hashtag SLTPowerUp. And until then, I can't wait to see you next week, and you guys as well.
That is it. Literally, we are back this time next week on Tuesday. Set your alarm, tell your friends, ring your grandmother. The Power Up Show is here, and it is going to be around a couple of times a month. We can't wait for you to join us next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you soon.